So it's day 23 of the daily dollar cost average journey that I'm doing with Bitcoin. And again, the same routine. Going to do a conversion from DAI, the stable coin of $333, over to Bitcoin. Do a little bit of a preview. 0.0047165 Bitcoins. Convert now. And it's gone through. So as you can see, Bitcoin's up 1.62% for the day for the 24-hour period. So it's moving right along. There's been a lot of movement in Ethereum. I think 2 days ago or something, it went up quite a bit. So that's doing well. And so yeah, I'll just go over to the portfolio for a second here. Yes, and you see I have 17.76% of a Bitcoin, so which equals $12,300 Canadian. So anyways, there's been so much talk on YouTube lately, and again, I'm not saying this is real or anything, but again, this is just to illustrate the fact that I think daily dollar cost averaging is the way to go because it's so confusing. And here's a perfect example: this Sunny Decree person, right? I think it was just 2 days ago we were looking at a video. He was saying, get out of Bitcoin. It's going to crash, right? Now he's saying, I'll just move this here. Wow, $387,000 for Bitcoin in 2 months. So a couple of days ago, he was saying to everybody, get out because the whole thing's going to crash. Now he's saying, oh my God, it's going to $387,000. Right? So we'll listen to what this guy has to say. But again, this is why I'm so adamant about, like, you can't, act on what all these guys are saying because one day they say one thing and then they say the polar opposite. Like, it's like manic depression. Like, these people are like schizophrenic or whatever. Like, they go from one extreme to the other. You gotta have a well thought out, very practical, level-headed approach. If you listen to these lunatics, it's going to take you down. It's as simple as that. Just look at his demeanor, like he's all hyper and yada yada yada. You got to calm down, reevaluate what you're doing, check out what's going on. Like, don't be an idiot and be blind and not know what's going on. Like, look at what's going on, but keep a cool head, right? So anyways, here he goes.
A number for the Bitcoin price in 2 months. And to be honest, it sounds absolutely ridiculous and unbelievable. And personally, I do not believe that the price of Bitcoin is capable on reaching those numbers within 2 months. But I found a chart which makes perfect sense, which indicates exactly that. An almost $400,000 Bitcoin price within 2 months. That is going to be the main topic of today's episode, and now let's jump right into it. But just one more thing before we're gonna jump into it. If you like this kind of content, definitely make sure you leave a like, you subscribe to the channel, and you activate the post notification bell, and then we're finally ready. So now, let's jump right into it. And with that said, what is going on, everyone? Sunny Decree here, and welcome back to another episode. Now let's first get started with some very bullish news for Bitcoin. The Senate passes $1.3 trillion COVID relief bill, including $1,400 stimulus checks with no Republican support. So twice as much as the whole Bitcoin market capitalization is once again flooding the fiat market, if you will. What does that mean for assets? What does that mean for Bitcoin in particular? Well, number go up. That is exactly what it means. So what we can expect over the next couple weeks, over the next couple months, from a fundamental point of view, is that the price of Bitcoin is going up. But not just that, also fractal analysis, to be exact, if we're just analyzing the previous bull markets with what we're seeing right now, well, yeah, the price of Bitcoin could reach close to $400,000 in just within 2 months. And it really sounds very hard for me to actually say that because I don't want to be the mega bull with some weird numbers out there. I want to stay realistic. But looking at the next chart, well, it is actually realistic, and that is super surprising. Now let's have a look at the chart I'm talking about. All right, so the chart we're talking about is this one right here. Now let me explain. The blue area that you can see right here is basically the growth range defined by the previous halvings. What does that mean? It means how the bull market developed after the halving in that cycle or at the beginning of that cycle.
Okay, so let me just, I'm just going to interject here. So again, this gets back to the whole clickbait sort of thing where, the headline says, oh, Bitcoin is going to be 387 in a couple of months and yada, yada, yada. Then he kind of backs off. He's like, I don't think it can really do that. And then he kind of, comes back and says, with the stimulus check, it's possible. And if we look at the chart, it says this and blah. So it's like he's like kind of playing you. It's going to be this. Oh, but then it's not. But then it is. But then it's not. And then it's going to be this. You know what I mean? Like so this is, again, I just can't emphasize enough that you have to keep a cool head and you can't let people like this dictate, your actions just because it's going to drive you crazy. Like you just can't do it. And again, maybe, but I do listen to what people are saying. Like I put a filter on, but I'm not going to close my mind to people and say, oh, he's completely wrong, whatever. Like let's look at the charts, after the halving, see what it does. It's probably going to go up, right? But again, I can't say for sure. And that's why you daily dollar cost average, because if it goes up, it goes down, it's to your advantage. But anyways, I'll keep rolling the clip.
If you have a look at the BLX ticker, for example, you can see the halvings right here. So basically, it shows us the range comparing this bull market right here with this bull market right here after the halvings. So the halvings would always be the start, and right now we had another halving in May 2020. So we can basically see right now where the price of Bitcoin lies in between those, or if it goes over or under it. But so far, and that is the interesting part, the price of Bitcoin, which you can see here in orange, is perfectly in that range, okay? So what we're seeing right now is that Bitcoin in 2021 is exactly in between the bull market of 2013 and 2017, okay? Now, if you would take the average of 2017 and 2013 after the halvings, you would get this blue line right here. Now, maybe you're asking yourself, but hey, Sonny, how can this be the average? Because this line is way closer to the upper band than to the lower band. Quite simple. This is a logarithmic chart. This is not a linear chart. This is a logarithmic chart. So that is why the average is lying here a little bit higher in this band. But that's not the point. The point in here is, if you have a look at the price of Bitcoin here in orange, we were definitely underperforming the average after the halving. That's why people were super depressed and they were not really seeing any future for the Bitcoin price anymore. But now Bitcoin picked up over the last couple weeks and months. And now Bitcoin, as you can see, the orange line, it already touched the average twice in here, and it's actually lying pretty close on the average. And if Bitcoin, now get this, if Bitcoin would follow the average of gains of 2013 and 2017 after the halving the year before, so basically if Bitcoin would do something, you can say it like this, if Bitcoin would do something in between what happened in 2013 and 2017, which is the only data that we have right now, well, the price of Bitcoin would, believe it or not, yet now you definitely have to hold your seat because this is absolutely amazing. The price of Bitcoin would follow this right here to, believe it or not, $387,000 US on the 12th of May 2021, which is in a little bit more than just 2 months. This is not just speculation. This is not just dreaming. This is the data that we have from the past analyzing what Bitcoin is doing right now. And as you can see, well, Bitcoin is still perfectly in this band. Bitcoin is getting closer and closer to this average right here. And if this continues, and if Bitcoin follows this average right here, well, we're going to top out already in May, which would be quite weird in my personal opinion, at 387,000 US dollars. Now, do I personally think that this is realistic or not? Well, let me put it like this. I've seen a lot since I am in Bitcoin. So something like this wouldn't even surprise me anymore. But I want to stay realistic and I want to stay a little bit conservative as well. So personally, I believe that the peak will come later and not just in 2 months. I think from what I see right now, we need more time to build up this market further. So I would still say that we're going to see the top of this bull market somewhere by the end of 2021. Maybe November, maybe December, plus minus a couple months. And that is exactly what I've been saying for the last 2 years, pretty much. So that is what I personally expect. But something like this is possible, and it wouldn't surprise me. And now I'm super excited about your opinion down below in the comment section.
Okay, so again, is this compelling? Sure it is. But I'm just going to be, interested in what he has to say when May 12th. Now, he didn't come up with this. He's just, this came from a coin market cap by econometrics, subtract, whatever.com. But so, he's just relaying the information, and I can see that. But is this possible? I don't know. Like it could be, but again, we'll see. But again, he was the guy saying sell it a couple of days ago, But anyways, that's all I have to say for today. And again, it's just I just post these videos of other people talking, not to put them down, because like I said, these people might be right. But I'm saying, but the whole point is if you jump from this person's opinion over to that person's opinion, back to this person, you're gonna get confused and frustrated. Again, you need a simple plan that you can stick to. Don't get yourself in debt or something to buy Bitcoin. Just buy what you can afford. And be consistent and do it. I would strongly recommend. And again, I'm not saying it's financial advice, but I'm saying for me, what works is if you do it on a daily basis. Because I'm the type of person, if it goes up a lot, I feel I missed out. And if it crashes or something, I'm like, oh man, I didn't take advantage of that downturn, right? So just you do it every day, consistently within what you can afford, and that's. It's more of a peace of mind thing, because if you're running, listen to this guy, dump it, it's going to crash. And then it goes up, then you're going to, this guy said it was going to crash. Another guy says it's going to the moon. You buy it and it goes down the next day. And it's just too confusing and it's too frustrating. Then you wind up leaving altogether. Right. So you just do a daily dollar cost average, be consistent, do it every single day. And, that's it. That's what works for me. Anyway, so that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.